today we have good news and bad news. What would you like to hear? The bad news first. The bad news is, didn't get the Cardiff job, wasn't even given an interview. It's getting a little bit worrying that, because we're top of Sky Bet League 2, and with the wind in the right direction, I mean, to be fair, it doesn't really need to be in the right direction that much, does it? Because, you know, we're top of Sky Bet League 2. I'll show you that in a minute. We're doing really well up there. If we're not a Sky Bet League 1 team come, you know, the end of the summer, then, I keep saying things like this, but I'll eat my hat. I mean, here's my hat, you know. One of these days I will eat it. But yeah, I'll eat my hat if we're not in Sky Bet League 1 next season. Cardiff are not doing that well in the Championship. So come this time next season, there'll just be a division between the two. But I'm not even getting interviews for these jobs. So my reputation mustn't be that great. I don't know why. I mean, you know, you've all watched the progress that me and my team have made. Not entirely sure what's going on there. And as we speak, there's only one manager's job available, and that's in the Bundesliga. And it's with Bayer 04. I don't even think I would get that job, to be honest. So I'm not even applying now. I think, you know, we'll just stick around with Fylde, see how the season goes, and then next season we can start making a few plans. What? Oh, the good news. Yeah, the good news is I got Manager of the Month. So somebody somewhere is seeing the progress that I'm making. Yeah, some other people need to take note. Anyway, less of the waffling. Let's have a look at the schedule, see how we've been doing. Things have been going rather well. After that last game that we watched, the Stockport game, we went away to Northampton, got a nice 3-1 there. Another away game at Wimbledon, got a nice 4-2 there. Jastrzemski still banging the goals in. Luke Charman is weighing in with 1 or 2 goals as well. And the goals are, which is what I wanted at the beginning of this season, I wanted goals from all areas of the pitch, and we are getting that a lot more this season. Where was I up to? AFC Wimbledon. Newport at home. We beat them 3-2. And then we played Chesterfield. Chesterfield is a big game for us in this league because they're always hovering around the top 1, 2, 3 positions. So it was a big game for us. And we played them at home. Luke Charman got our only goal and we got battered 4-1. I don't know. I have no explanation for it. So anyway, in the next game, Luke Charman on the score sheet again, as was Jastrzemski. Went away to Burton, beat them 2-0. Played under Everton under 21s in the Papa John's, beat them 2-0. And then we had the FA Cup third round tie, the famous FA Cup third round tie against Manchester City. And to be fair, we did okay. We lasted about 30-35 minutes without City mounting a decent attack on us. But then eventually we did succumb. And 3-0, I don't think is a major disaster for us. And it wasn't, because then we went back into the league again, played Bradford, beat them 2-0. Morecambe 3-0. Stevenage 3-0 again. And the last game that we played was the Papa John's Trophy game against Crewe, and we're now into the knockout stages of that, and we beat them 1-0. So we're through to the next stage now of the Papa John's Trophy. I'm not really too bothered where it comes from, so shiny silverware, I'm always up for it, you know me. League table's looking very, very healthy indeed. We've played 29 games now, so we're well over halfway through the season. We've got 72 points. Chesterfield, the aforementioned Chesterfield, are in second place. They played a game more than us on 61 points. And Doncaster are in third with 59 points. And the all-important fourth spot, which I keep reiterating, is the spot that we want to avoid. If we can avoid that fourth spot, we will get promoted. And that's currently occupied by Forest Green on 53 points. So there's very, very nearly 20 points now between us and that fifth spot. I don't think we'll be playing too many more games now where we will actually be, we'll get the notification that we are promoted automatically. Obviously, the champions spot, the league leaders spot, we will probably need to play quite a bit nearer the end of the season. But with 20 points, I mean, when you think about it, I mean, and we have got a game in hand on Forest Green as well. 20 points, that's very nearly 7 wins for Forest Green and 7 losses for us, for them to catch us up. So when you look at it like that, I think very shortly, maybe within the next, I don't know, half a dozen games or so, we may well be confirmed that we've actually been promoted. So, my focus now is kind of on thinking, right, do we need to strengthen this squad? Do we need to bring new players in? The answer to all of that is yes. The big downside we've got is I don't know which way the board are going to jump. If and when, and it's a big when now, when we get promoted, what are the board going to do? Are they going to reduce my staff even more? It wouldn't surprise me. There's some crazy stuff going on here at AFC Fylde. Anyway, less of the waffling again. I'm sure you've realised by now, new subscribers, you'll get used to it. I waffle a lot. Old subscribers, you will be used to it. I waffle an awful lot. So that's the end of the waffling. Let's get into some football. We're going to play a couple of games today. So we've got a home game against Gillingham and an away game against Southend. And just a little bit of news before the game gets underway. So we're through to the semi-final now of the Papa John's Trophy, and it's just been drawn. We will play at home against Arsenal under-21s. So quite a tough game that. I'm guessing Arsenal under-21s are quite a tough team. And the other two teams that are in it, one of them is Manchester United under-21s. So it's going to be a tough competition to win that, I think. Very tough competition. Anyway, let's move on. Let's get this game underway and let's get the team picked, shall we? Oh, and before I forget, a little bit of transfer news for you. So Basharu came to me, not getting an awful lot of game time. He wanted to move, so he's gone to Rivers United for a fee that will eventually climb to 235,000. So considering we signed him on a free, quite good business, that one. And then on the incoming side, I did tell you about a new centre-back that I'd brought in on loan, Sam McClelland. We needed a little bit more cover at centre-back as the season goes on, 2 games a week. It's a lot for Simu, Atkinson and Van Kooten to deal with. So I thought, right, OK, let's dip into the loan market. Brought in from Wickham, 24-year-old Sam McClelland. He's 6'3", got a heading of 15, jumping reach of 14. His mentals, bravery 16, concentration 16, leadership 19, which you can't underestimate, particularly at the back. Some leadership, a loud voice in there, organising the back line. So I think we've got a good signing there, and he will see quite a bit of game time. And one thing I've not told you is that at the beginning of January, Jastremski picked up an injury that was going to keep him out for about 4 or 5 weeks, I think it was. Quite a bad injury. So I thought, OK then, let's go into the loan market again. So we've gone to Middlesbrough and we've signed a 21-year-old Ronnie Stutter. Quite quick, physicals look very, very good. He's got a 13 for finishing, 6 foot tall. He's only played 1 game for us up to now. His rating was 6.5, so not amazing. So I think you're all nicely caught up now, I think. Team for today. Young in goal, back 4 of Clayton, Atkinson, Simu and Gibbons. Rossiter, deep line playmaker. Dizelle and Mundle are the usual 2 in midfield. Ferdinand and Diallo are the 2 wingers today. And we're playing Kumas up front. Kumas has been doing OK for us as striker in the absence of Jastremski. So let's see if he can do it again today. You're probably saying, why is Luke Charman not getting a start in the absence of Jastremski? It's a very good question. What I've found since he came back is that he performs better as a sub. If I start him from the beginning of a game, he never really gets a very good rating. So and you see young Kumas there. It's a shame we had to let him go. Fortunately, we did get him back on loan for the season, but he took that ball. This is a young kid, this. He took that ball really well, lays it back to Ferdinand, and Diallo sticks the ball in the back of the net. So, you know, he's playing really well up in that you know, in that striker position. But yeah, that's the reason Charman isn't starting, because, like I say, I'll definitely bring him on as a super sub, and he does seem to perform better when I do that. But Kumas has been my starting striker. I did say at the beginning of the season that I wasn't too worried with the Jastrzemski situation, because I did have Wright, Phillips and Kumas, that although they're not natural strikers, they can play up there. That's very, very poor. Very, very poor indeed. Was that Gibbons? So the other thing I need to tell you as well is that quite a few of the loan players that we had have been recalled. And we have this silly thing where you bring a fullback in on loan, and they have a stipulation that they have to be played as fullback. You play him at wing back, oh, all hell lets loose. So, because I was playing the lad I brought in on loan, playing him as a wing back and not a fullback, oh, you can't do that. It's not allowed. So his parent club took him back. So I'm having to play Gibbons at right wing back at the moment. Not ideal, if I'm honest. He was okay last season. This season, not so much really. So we start the second half, and we're 1-1, and that's not ideal. We scored a very nice goal to get 1-0 in the lead, and then we just collapsed at the back a little bit, which is not really what we coached them on the training pitch. Gillingham have won the ball from that kick-off, but Mundle picks the ball up in midfield. Diallo is terrible there. I mean, I don't know what he was doing, to be quite honest. He's better than that. This is a very, very scrappy phase of the game. Again, we've given the ball away, and their centre-forward is coming away with it. Onto that left wing for them. Into the box. And the header just goes past the post. Young.B, goalkeeper. He puts the ball out. And Diallo is moving forward with the ball. And again, he gives the ball away. Simu to Clayton. Right, I think we're going to give them... We're going to go attacking, and we're going to give them a rocket. And we're demanding more. This isn't good enough. Kumas! And as I'm making all the tactical tweaks and not really concentrating on the game, I've missed the build-up play to that goal. But there again, see the value of Kumas up front there. So what happened? Atkinson, ball forward. Diallo this time, just been berating him. He heads the ball forward for Kumas, who, to be fair to the lad, very, very nice finish. So we're up to 2-1 now, and so we should be. We've got an XG of 2.19. Gillingham with the throw-in. Rossiter picks that up in midfield. Ball over the top to nobody. I can't emphasise enough, this midfield two that we've had this season, Dazelle and Mundle, have been absolutely immense. I mean, obviously, you know, all the team have played really well. I mean, here's Mundle again on the ball. Unfortunately, that one is saved by the keeper. Goes out for a corner, I think. Yep, corner. But yeah, they've been immense. I mean, to be fair, all the players all over the pitch have played really well. But, you know, you do need that bite in midfield. Yeah, I mean, I've lost count of the number of balls that Dazelle and Mundle have nipped in and won, and then been creative with it. So you can't underestimate that in your team. If your midfield is not ticking over well, it doesn't really matter what you do on the rest of the pitch. So Gibbons has got the ball. Back to Simu. We could do with a third here just to be comfortable. Kumas. They're trying to get that ball over the top for him, and the keeper just keeps picking it up at the moment. Ball out again. Headed ball straight out to a blue shirt. It's coming straight back at us this. We need to be very switched on. Atkinson was. Clayton to Dazelle. Ball over the top. Kumas is onto this. And that's a penalty. So Kumas has He's been involved in the build-up to a goal. He scored a goal, and now he's won as a penalty. Dazell's taken his left-footed and straight into the bottom corner. Keeper went the right way, but it was too hard and fast for him. Straight into the bottom corner. Lovely. 4 changes, giving young Kumas a little bit of a rest in the game because we have got quite a bit of football to play. So while Jastrzemski's out, need to keep him in tip-top condition. So Charman comes on up front. We're giving Stutter a run out on the right wing. He is a striker, but he can play on that right wing. And I've replaced my middle two. So Dixon, Bonner and Bailey have come on in there just to give Mundle and Dazell a little bit of a rest as well. I mean, unless something fairly disastrous happens in this game now, we should be fairly comfortable at a 3-1. Although Gillingham have got the ball. It's hoofed out by their keeper. But Gibbons picks the ball up. Simu, Clayton, Dixon, Bonner. So that's going to go out to the left-hand side. Ferdinand. I mean, absolutely rifles the ball home. Is that standing? It is standing. The referee's kept his whistle in his pocket. Well, he's not put it in his gob, so... I mean, that was... I mean, he's a little bit of an unsung hero, Seb Ferdinand. He's one of the young kids that I brought in. One of these under-18s from the Premier League who was released, blah-de-blah-de-blah. And he's got a great future. He's a 5-star potential. And I keep bringing him in every now and again, give him a bit of game time. And he does brilliant things all the time when he comes on. So we're coasting to 4-1. Full time. 4-1 against Gillingham. Another 3 points in the bag. Very nice. And we're going to give them all a pat on the back for that. That's as good a win as you're likely to see. So Chesterfield had a 3-0 win. Doncaster dropped points. They went to Gateshead and had a 1-1. So at the moment, we're still a game in hand of those two, and we're 11 points ahead of them on 75 points. So the games are coming thick and fast. We have Southend to play now, away from home in 3 days' time. So like I say, thick and fast. We'll see you for that one. Welcome to Roots Hall here at Southend. And a little bit of exciting news. Files Kumas claims January's Young Player of the Month. And not only that, but Boubacar Diallo, our right winger, comes second. So we've got 2 players, which is quite unusual. I'm not sure I've ever seen that before. But 2 players from Fylde have won or come first and second in the Young Player of the Month. And the Kumas acknowledges the Fylde effect. The Fylde effect. Fylde's Lewis Kumas has thanked the people and supporters of AFC Fylde for helping him make his loan spell at the club so enjoyable so far. And this is very, very nice. The monthly board performance review. I'm getting an A+, job security and untouchable apparently. To summarise, the board feel you are doing an unbelievable job and you're clearly the right manager. Okay. Any chance of putting your, your money where your mouth is and giving me extra coaches and extra scouts instead of taking them off me? Yeah, I'm still smarting a little bit about that one. Just keeping my eye on the job market as well. There is a job vacancy at Lazio at the moment in the Serie A. I think that might be another not getting an interview. I don't think my reputation's high enough at the moment, so probably not. So it's transfer deadline day and I'm batting away offers for my 2 centre-backs, Van Kooten and Simu. Trying to keep them at the club, but it's not easy. Every email that comes in, it's an offer for Simu, Van Kooten, and I'm just batting them away at the moment. And I'm trying to do deals as well to bring a new right wing back in and, try and strengthen us all over the pitch, really. One signing I have been able to make is Josh Achampong, I think is the way you say it. Josh Achampong, 19-year-old right wing back, which is a position that we do need to fill. His physicals look amazing. Mentals look okay as well. He does need a little bit work technical wise. His marking and tackling not great, but we can work on that. He's only 19, but wing backs need to get up and down that wing, and he's got the physicals to do that. He's coming in as a 2.5 star with the potential to be 4.5. He's gone back on loan to Port Vale, the parent club, for the rest of the season. So he's want to keep an eye on for next season. We're still focusing on that right wing back berth. And we brought in on loan from Barnsley for the rest of the season now, 18-year-old Connor Hutchinson. I think you can agree he's coming as a 3-star with the potential to be 5. I would have liked to have bought him. I did go in and try and buy him because I did have a better transfer budget. But his value, he's rated between 45 and 475,000. When I went in for him, they wanted nearly $1 million. I mean, I could have negotiated, but I didn't really have the funds to negotiate with. So anyway, as you can see, he's going to be a great addition to the squad. He's probably going to go straight into the team. Physical's looking amazing. Mental's looking amazing. He's a 9 for marking, a 13 for tackling. So as a wing back, he can defend and he can get up and down that wing. So I think we've got a really good one there, only till the end of the season. We'll see what happens though. If we get promoted, you never know. The board might give me some money. What do you think? Is that a yes or a no? Anyway, we can only hope. We might be able to bring him in on a full contract and sign him. That would be amazing. Okay, so after all that administration work, I'm all about the big words, me. Administration. I keep just feeding these big words in. It makes me look intelligent. Team for today. Young in goal. Back 4 of Clayton, Atkinson, McClelland, the new signing who we've got on loan, and Hutchinson as well. We've got him on loan, so he makes a start today. Van Kooten is going to play the deep line playmaker. Dezelle and Mundle in midfield as usual. Kumas moves back onto his left wing berth because Ferdinand was looking quite tired. So we've got Kumas and Diallo on the wings, and Charman gets a start today. And we've got Stutter on the bench if we need him. So quite a busy little transfer deadline day. I normally like to get my transfer business done before. I don't like to be leaving it till the last minute. But when there was 2 or 3 of those loan players that were recalled, particularly the Tavares, the right wing back. He was recalled, and they were kind of recalled at the last minute, so it left me in the lurch a little bit. So transfer deadline day did become a little bit more important than usual, and we brought in a new right wing back now. He's only young, but hopefully he will settle into the team quickly because we need that. Charman's through on goal here, but absolutely balloons that one. This is what I was saying about Luke Charman. You bring him in from the start and he doesn't perform that well. If you bring him on as a sub, then he seems to do a little bit better. It's Mundle with the ball, and that was a very, very weak shot. 15 minutes on the clock. Not an awful lot has happened up to now. We've had 1 or 2 little attacks, but nothing really to speak of. So it's Southend on the ball. Managed to keep hold of my 2 centre-backs on the transfer deadline day. So Simu and Van Kooten both stayed with the club. Neither of them have complained, to be honest. There have been lots of offers coming for them. I've rejected them all. Neither of them have complained that they want to leave the club, so that's good. Can Charman do anything with that? No, he can't. He misses that one again. So Charman's had 2 chances now to put us 1-0 up, and he's done nothing with either of them. Half an hour on the clock. Got a throw with Hutchinson to McClelland, Atkinson. He's coming forward with the ball. Luke Charman, he's going forward with the ball. Kumas, Lewis Kumas. That's his 14th goal of the season. It is a great shame, actually, that we were kind of forced to sell him because he would have been great for us next season in, dare we say now, Sky Bet League One. Unfortunately, we had to let him go. We did get him back on, I'm repeating myself here, I know. We did get him back on loan for the season, but it's been a great loan period for him because he's done so well for us. So a little bit of shenanigans there. We didn't pick the ball up. We've got a striker running through at our goal, but he balloons it wide. And they can keep him there all day for me. Bobbing on to half-time now. We've had so much more of the game than Southend have. Corner whipped in, we get ahead on that, we come straight out to a blue shirt, but we get a foot on that one this time, and Kumas this time on the wrong side of the pitch to Diallo. What's Diallo going to do with this? He's going to absolutely leather that with his left foot into the back of the net. The keeper had no chance whatsoever with that one. It even took me a little bit by surprise, because he didn't look that comfortable with it, did he? He looked a little bit not balanced. He was kind of juggling, and then all of a sudden he just let fly with his left foot, and just before half time, lovely time to score a goal. We 2-0 up. So Charman is on 7.1. He's got an assist on there. Kumas has got an assist and a goal. I mean, it's looking very, very nice. Couple of changes. I want to give Stutter a run out at centre forward. So he's come on and replaced Charman. And I brought Wright Phillips on in midfield. Just give Dizelle a little bit more rest. We've got a really busy running now. We're still in the Papa John's Trophy. We've got that semi-final against Arsenal under-21s. So we've got a really busy running. And with that in mind, a little bit more rest for the players who started the game. Bailey comes on in midfield, Simu comes on at centre-back, and Seb Ferdinand comes on for Kumas, give him a little bit of rest as well. So we're coasting towards the end of this game now, 2-0 up. We've been absolutely immense again. 3 minutes of added time, full time, 2-0 win. Another nice 3 points in the bag. Now we need 1 or 2 favours from Chesterfield or Doncaster. And as it was, I mean, you know me, I've always got my finger on the pulse. That was actually our catch-up game. Nobody else played. So that game in hand, really important that. We got the 3 points. So we've all played 31 games now. We're top with 78 points. Chesterfield second with 64. So there's actually 14 points in it now. And that all-important 4th place now, we're actually 22 points ahead of 4th place Forest Green. And with that, I think that's where we're going to leave it for today. Just another interesting little piece of information. It's just having a little look at the legend and icon status. And as you can see, I am favoured personnel, Gobby Gaffer. Not quite sure what I've got to do to get into icons. I mean, I probably wouldn't expect to be a legend at this moment in time. Luke Charman is in icon. He's got icon status. And Mick Fuller is in the legend status as manager. So like I say, not quite sure what I need to get into icon status. Keep reiterating back-to-back promotions. This could be another promotion season for us. Back-to-back FA Trophy wins. We're still in the Papa John's Trophy. It's going to be a bit tough, that. But it's very nice to be in the favoured personnel. But it would be nice to be in the icons, wouldn't it? And also a little mention as well for Romain Mundle. Been talking about him an awful lot. He came to us from Spurs, and he was released by the Spurs youth system. We picked him up on a free, and when you actually look at his stats, you know, 37 appearances, 2 goals, 5 assists, 7.06. He did even better the season afterwards, 41 appearances, 6 goals, 9 assists, 2 player of the match, 7.30. And this season he's made 25 appearances, 6 goals, 7 assists, 3 player of the match, and an average rating of 7.45. And it's thanks to players like that, and Dizelle, and quite a few, a number of others, Jastrzemski up front, who's banging goals in for fun. It's thanks to players like that who are making me the manager that I am. I mean, without those players, I wouldn't be able to do anything that I'm doing at the moment and be as successful as I am. So, the knowledge has got to be there, hasn't it, in the first place? You've got to have an eye for players like Mundle. He's like coming into our club 17, 18 from Tottenham. He's been released. Why has he been released? Is he good enough for us? You take a chance on them. The next thing you know, they're a star player. And like I say, those are the players that make up a very, very successful team, which we've got at the moment. Anyway, watch this space. Going to go off camera now. I'm probably going to play a big bunch of games now and take us very near to the end of the season, unless anything dramatic happens. Maybe we end up in the Papa John's Trophy final. I don't know. But we'll see you very shortly. Hopefully by the time we come back, we'll have that promotion guaranteed and we'll be a Sky Bet League 1 team for next season.